If you are a parent or a guardian considering Western Welding Academy, here's a few things that you need to know before you make that commitment. And when I use the word commitment, that's truly what it is. If you're semi-committed or if you're not exactly sure about this place, don't do it. That's my first advice to anybody, if they want to be a welder or not. If you're not 1,000% sure, we never want to become the place that is the offloading grounds for people that don't know what they want to do with their life. That's not us. We're not for you. If that's you, we're not for you, okay? So first of all, the biggest thing I want to do is just really communicate to the parents. I talk to parents all over the country and I'm wearing myself out telling this story over and over. So my hope is that if I can put this video out, you guys can see it and you guys can get this information and I'll have to quit saying it, right? So our biggest mission here at Western Welding Academy, what we're really, really passionate about doing and what our driving force fundamentally is to build a better generation. What that means is that we have to take these young men and women and we have to teach them three things: work ethic, accountability, and integrity. What is work ethic? It's not something that you're just born with. Work ethic is taught to you and not everybody has it. So we have a metric-based proven process that teaches work ethic. If you show up and you have a semi-good attitude and you're committed to this, you will learn how to work at Western Welding Academy. It's inevitable. Accountability, what is that? It's extreme ownership. I messed this up or I did great. I own that. I take credit for the good and the bad. Integrity, what is that? It means I will do what I say I'm gonna do when I said I'm gonna do it. So if I say that I'm gonna be there at 7 o'clock every day, I'm gonna be there because I said I would. We break this process down very simply. It's not complicated. Anybody can understand it. All of this data, we funnel it down and we put it on a final report. And every week, the student gets a copy of this final report. And it shows how they are being taught work ethic. It shows everything that they're doing from an hour perspective, that they are accountable for this time. It shows their attendance. You know, did they show up on time? Was it excused, unexcused? Did they need a day? Some people do need a day from time to time, but it better be excused. It better be planned out. You know, unless your wife's pregnant and goes into labor, that's a little more of an unplanned event. So there's plenty of time to make up these, you know, unforeseen emergencies or anything like that. There's always time. There's always opportunity to make that time up. So if you're wondering how your child is doing, or your loved one, or your niece, or your nephew, or whatever it is, ask them to see their reporting. They get this every single week. We send it out to them. It's a snapshot of exactly how they're doing. It's really important that they see that they read it, and they use that tool when they graduate. That is their ticket to a great job, because in that transcript or that final report, they use that to get hired out, because it shows that employer that for the 6 months I was at Western Welding Academy, here's my attendance, here's how I learned, here's what I learned, here's how quickly I learned it, or here's all the documented hours of extra work that I had to put in if I couldn't learn it within the allotted amount of time. So it's a really, really effective tool that graduates use to convey who exactly they are. It's like a baseball card. It's got the score, it's got all the stats. They use that, give it to the employer, and the employer gets to decide who they want to pick from. So it's a really, really powerful tool to measure work ethic, accountability, and integrity. When it comes to housing, 98% of all these students come from out of state. We prefer it that way because it demonstrates a high level of commitment. Housing absolutely works very, very smoothly and efficiently for the students when they come in, because they all need it. It's a hurdle we really had to get our heads wrapped around and really dial in really well. It's just part of our process. When it comes to financial aid, about 50% of our students need financial aid. And so we work with a host of different companies that are really metric driven. These are phenomenal companies. They've partnered with us in the early days, and I'm really proud that we are their shining example of how technical education should be taught. our graduates make more money than any other school that they have in their huge Rolodex of schools that they work with. So I'm really proud of that fact. It just shows that, you know, we have to be accountable to the work that we're doing with each and every person that comes through here. There's some schools out there and there's some colleges out there that are not accountable to the things that they're teaching. They're teaching skills and abilities that these graduates that cannot make enough money to pay their student loans back. To me, that's insane, quite honestly. So I'm really proud of the fact that we're number one. What I really think is cool is now we have the ability to roll the housing in with the tuition. So when a student comes here, their housing can now be rolled into whatever financial aid option they choose. And with that, the biggest thing that I really want to kind of wrap up with is make sure you're committed to this career path. This isn't for everybody, by far. Welding is not for everybody. But if it is for you and you know it's for you, come to Western Welding Academy, learn from the best. Our proven process, hands down, it is the best. All right, and that's a wrap up of how we do things here at Western Welding Academy. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and let's go build America.